Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how I make my cheesy chicken bacon pies. Oh, so good. Alright, let's get on with it. Let's make a seasoning. 5 tablespoons of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of white pepper, a teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon of ground ginger, teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of lemongrass powder, a teaspoon of ground sage, and just to finish it off, a tablespoon of garlic powder. Mix that up just like I'm doing there. Very, very simple. Just use a little freezer bag. They're very inexpensive and they make up the perfect little vessel for doing what we are. Now, in the meantime, off to the side, I have 750 grams to 800 grams of chicken thigh cutlets. Now, put your cutlet in, get it nice and coated up beautifully. We have a nice little baking tray over on the back with some baking paper, on it, and we're going to put these skin side up. My oven is already sitting at 180 degrees Celsius or centigrade. So skin side up, and we're going to reserve the rest of that flour because we're going to use that a little bit later on. Alright, in they go. 40 minutes later, they come out and they look like that. Remove the skin, and don't forget, those chicken skins make a beautiful bar snack. Now, we've left those for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Just let them chill a little bit. Now, while it's still warm, the bone will come out quite nice and easily, and all we need to do is dice that chicken up like I'm doing there. And that is going to give a most amazing flavour to our little pies. Alright, so remove the bone, remove the skin, dice it up, not too fine. So 4 rashers of a good streaky bacon, a good smoky bacon. I'm going to cut those in half, lay them over each other, and just dice those up into nice little chunks, just like I'm doing there. And just be careful with your knife, it might hurt you. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to add to all of that mix is around about half a cup of frozen corn kernels. So here I've got about 40 grams of butter, and we've melted that down. We're going to add in around about 3 tablespoons, maybe 4 tablespoons of our spice mix, our spiced flour mix, and we're going to make up a nice little roux. Keep moving that all around and cook that flour off just like we have done there. Now we can start adding in a little bit of dry white wine at a time and wait for the flour to absorb that white wine. Just take it nice and steady, nice and slow. As that flour absorbs the liquid, we can add a little bit more. Now, I would have used around about a cup of that wine in total, just to get that flavour infused into that beautiful roux that we have made. And that is roux spelled as, not as in kangaroo, it's R-O-U-X. And once that is all absorbed and we've got a nice liquidity to it, we can start adding in our milk. Now we're just going to add our milk as required until that flour absorbs, and you will notice that the sauce will come together, as you can see right there. So what I'm going to do now is add in our bacon and our frozen corn kernels, just a little bit at a time. Keep mixing that through. We need to defrost those corn kernels, and we want to see a little bit of that fat render out of the bacon. So just take it nice and easy, keep stirring it through. We've only got that on a fairly low heat, not super low. We've got that sitting on around about a 30% heat here, and just let things absorb and let things come together, as you can see I'm doing there. Alright, now I've also got 3 spring onions or scallions that I've already cut on the side. We've added those, and we can start to see things thickening up a little bit. Let's add all the rest of our chicken, the rest of our bacon straight in, and you can see things absorbing up quite well. Add a little bit more milk because we want a nice gravy to this. We don't want super thick, we don't want super thin. We just want this nice little gooey, beautiful gravy that's going to cling to everything. We're at the end, we're adding in around about a cup of grated tasty cheese, and our heat is off. Alright, my oven's already up to 180 degrees, we've left that on. I've got a piece of pre-bought or store-bought puff pastry. It's going to cut that in half, just like that, and cut it in half again, so that will be in quarters. I've got my little pie dishes out. We have greased those up with butter. Yes, that is right, butter, not margarine or a spray oil. That is not what we want. We want to let that pastry defrost properly, and we're just going to press that into our little pie dishes like I have done there. As they say on the TV shows, there's one I prepared earlier. They go into the oven for 10 minutes at 180. We're doing a quasi-blind bake. It's not a proper blind bake. We just want to get a little bit of colour on the outside of that pastry. We're going to add in some of our filling, and that's going to knock any of our air bubbles out that have formed already. So we don't need to use baking beans or anything like that. I'm just going to add all of that in as is. Now, we also have a quarter of that puff pastry for the top of each of these pies. You could cut these into a circle if you want. We're not. We're going to leave these as a square. We're going to give this a little bit of a contrast as far as presentation is concerned. As I said, oven is sitting at 180 degrees. I've got a timer set for 30 minutes. I'll get my knife, I'll poke that through the top a couple of times, and that's going to give a little bit of an air vent to let any steam from our filling pass through. Alright, they're going to go in for around about 30 minutes or until they are golden brown and looking ready to eat. Alright, I've got a little platter here, and look at this. How good does that look? Our little individual cheesy chicken bacon pies. They go straight on top. These are great for a picnic, great for lunch, or as a nice light meal. I'll leave that up to you. The kids will love them. I love them. I'm a big kid. I'd like to see you try and make this one at home. Really, really easy. If you like this video, hit that like button. I really do appreciate it, and also appreciate you watching this video. Don't forget, we've got merch, link below. Hit that notifications bell, you'll be notified every time a new video goes up. Well, so YouTube says. We'll find out tomorrow. But more importantly, I want you to come join the family, my family. Hit that subscribe button, and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I will catch you next time.